Thom Gunn was a man of contradictions. He was a poet who wrote about toughness, yet possessed a deeply sensitive soul. Born in 1929, his life was marked by both triumph and tragedy. Gunn's childhood was far from idyllic. The sudden loss of his mother to suicide when he was just 15 cast a long shadow. This early trauma profoundly shaped him. It ignited a lifelong exploration of life, death, and the human condition. It also fueled his desire for emotional armor. Gunn's journey led him from the cobbled streets of post-war England to the vibrant heart of 1960s San Francisco. Each experience, each relationship, left its mark on his poetry. His work became a testament to resilience, a reflection of the human capacity to find beauty even in the darkest corners of life. Gunn's story is not just about the life of a poet. It is a story of survival. It's about finding your voice in a world that often feels determined to silence you. It's about the power of words to heal, to challenge, and to inspire. Through his poetry, Gunn invites us to confront our own complexities. He encourages us to embrace both our vulnerability and our strength. Thom Gunn's childhood was irrevocably marked by loss. The suicide of his mother, when he was just a teenager, left an unfillable void. This tragedy instilled in him a deep-seated fear of emotional vulnerability. Young Gunn sought refuge in the written word. Poetry became his shield, a way to process his grief and navigate a world that suddenly felt unsafe. He crafted a tough exterior, a persona that projected strength and stoicism. This carefully constructed facade was both a defense mechanism and a way to control the narrative of his own life. Gunn's early poems often feature figures of masculinity and power. He was drawn to bikers, soldiers, and mythical heroes. These figures represented an idealized form of strength, a stark contrast to the vulnerability he felt inside. However, beneath the surface of these poems, a sensitive soul yearned to be seen. The pain of his mother's death lingered, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the power of loss. Gunn's early experiences with loss and the search for identity deeply influenced his approach to poetry. He viewed the craft as a means of imposing order on a chaotic world. His poems were meticulously crafted, each word carefully chosen for its precision and impact. He gravitated towards traditional forms, finding solace in their structure and discipline. Gunn's early work often explores themes of masculinity, control, and the search for meaning in a seemingly meaningless world. His poems are populated by outsiders, rebels, and those who live on the fringes of society. He found beauty in the unconventional, the discarded, and the misunderstood. His poetry was a way of giving voice to the voiceless, of finding strength in unexpected places. Through his writing, Gunn began to confront his own vulnerabilities. He used poetry as a tool for self-discovery, slowly dismantling the walls he had so carefully erected. In 1954, Thom Gunn made a life-altering decision. He moved from England to the United States. He settled in San Francisco, a city known for its bohemian spirit and thriving counterculture. The city, with its vibrant art scene and open embrace of diversity, provided fertile ground for Gunn's creativity. He immersed himself in the city's gay scene, finding a sense of belonging he had never experienced before. This newfound freedom allowed him to explore his sexuality with an openness that was still largely taboo in other parts of the world. Gunn's poetry from this period reflects the energy and liberation of his new surroundings. His work became more experimental, incorporating elements of beat poetry and the raw energy of street slang. He wrote about love, desire, and the complexities of human connection with a newfound honesty. San Francisco became more than just a backdrop for Gunn's life. It became an integral part of his artistic identity. In the heart of San Francisco, Thom Gunn found love with Mike Keatage, a talented artist who would become his lifelong partner. Their relationship, though unconventional, was a source of deep companionship and creative inspiration. Gunn's poetry from this period reflects a newfound tenderness, a willingness to let down his guard and embrace vulnerability. He wrote about the joys and challenges of love, the quiet intimacy of shared moments, and the enduring power of connection in the face of adversity. However, tragedy struck again with the advent of the AIDS crisis. Gunn witnessed firsthand the devastating impact of the disease as it ravaged the gay community he called home. Loss became a constant companion, a stark reminder of life's fragility. His poems from this era are infused with a profound sense of grief, a raw and unflinching exploration of mortality and the weight of love in the face of death. The AIDS crisis of the 1980s and 90s had a profound impact on Thom Gunn, both personally and artistically. He witnessed the devastating effects of the disease on his friends, lovers, and the wider gay community. The experience forced him to confront his own mortality and the fragility of life. Gunn's poetry from this period reflects the rawness of grief, the anger at injustice, and the unwavering love for those lost too soon. His language became more direct, stripped bare of any artifice. He wrote with a newfound urgency, capturing the immediacy of loss and the importance of bearing witness to suffering. Gunn's poems served as elegies for a generation decimated by disease. They also became anthems of resilience, testaments to the enduring power of love and community in the face of unimaginable hardship. Section 7. Embracing Vulnerability, Finding Peace. As Gunn navigated the complexities of love, loss, and the AIDS crisis, his poetry underwent a remarkable transformation. He began to shed the tough exterior he had cultivated for so long, revealing a depth of empathy and tenderness that surprised even those closest to him. His poems from this later period are characterized by a quiet introspection, a willingness to sit with difficult emotions and explore the full spectrum of human experience. He wrote about aging, the passage of time, and the search for meaning in the face of inevitable decline. Gunn's later work is imbued with a sense of acceptance, a hard-won peace that comes from confronting life's challenges with honesty and courage. His poems offer solace and wisdom, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, there is beauty to be found in the simple act of living and loving. Section 8. A Legacy Carved in Verse. Thom Gunn's legacy is etched in the indelible ink of his poetry. He left behind a body of work that is both timeless and timely, speaking to the complexities of the human experience with an honesty that continues to resonate with readers today. Gunn's impact on literature extends beyond his own words. He was a mentor and inspiration to countless young poets, encouraging them to embrace their own voices and push the boundaries of the art form. His willingness to experiment with form, language, and subject matter helped to redefine what poetry could be. He challenged conventional notions of masculinity, explored the nuances of sexuality, and confronted difficult social and political issues with unwavering courage. Gunn's legacy is one of unflinching honesty, artistic integrity, and an unwavering commitment to the power of the written word. Section 9. Gunn's Enduring Impact. Thom Gunn's poetry continues to resonate with readers today because it speaks to universal truths about the human condition. His work explores themes of love, loss, identity, and the search for meaning in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. Gunn's poems are characterized by their emotional honesty, their intellectual rigor, and their formal precision. He was a master of language, capable of conveying complex ideas with both clarity and beauty. His work challenges us to confront our own vulnerabilities, to embrace our complexities, and to find beauty in the most unexpected places. In an increasingly uncertain world, Gunn's poetry offers a timeless source of solace, wisdom, and inspiration. Section 10. A timeless voice in the canon of poetry. Thom Gunn's place in the canon of poetry is secure. He is recognized as one of the most important and influential poets of the late 20th century. His work has been studied, analyzed, and celebrated by scholars and readers alike. Gunn's poetry continues to be taught in universities and discussed in literary circles around the world. His words have inspired generations of writers and continue to spark important conversations about art, identity, and the human condition. Gunn's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of poetry to challenge, to console, and to connect us across time and experience. His voice, clear, insightful, and unflinchingly honest, remains a vital presence in the world of literature. His words will continue to inspire, provoke, and offer solace for generations to come.